Hi, I'm going to read an article called Teenage Sons. They want us to be there for them but not talk all the time. I've noticed my son will often zone out when I start gabbing away or give him a lot of advice at once. I thought it was just him ignoring me, but apparently this is normal for twin and teenage boys. According to Dr. Laura, a teenage boy is only capable of hearing 5 to 10 words. After that, they shut down. Cut down communication to one or two sentences. When boys talk, listen. It might be a rare occasion. Don't take it personally if they don't talk much about their day. That's just where they are in life. Now, I know when my son is in a talkative mood, so I stop whatever I'm doing to focus on him. I don't want to miss any opportunity to have a great conversation with my son. Communication is such an important way to build a great parent and son relationship. They want us to let them be silly. I'm all for having fun, but sometimes I'm so over the fart jokes. We were used to the buffoonery when they were little boys. We expected nothing less. I often wonder when my son will grow out of being a goofball. It seems to be getting worse as he gets older, too. Huh, this is not so major teenager behavior. I guess I should have realized this a long time ago, since my husband is still a huge goofball most of the time. I will do my best to giggle along with the silliness and not be too uptight. Maybe it will get him talking more if I listen to his fart jokes. Letting boys be silly is good and picking our battles is even better. They want us to set rules, but they also want some say in them. With my son, I get the best results when I ask him his opinion about a punishment for breaking a rule, not doing what I ask, or misbehaving. I often ask him what he would do if he was the parent. I listen, but that doesn't always mean I agree with what he says. Often he suggests a much harder punishment for himself than I would have given him. The point is to set boundaries, expectations, and rules. Be the parent in charge, but also involve them in the process along the way. They want to be loved on, even if they don't act like it. Turning into a teenager is such an awkward phase for boys and parents, but especially for moms. So many changes are going on. One day he's your little boy, and the next day you're thinking, who the heck is this young man, and what do I do with him? Huh. One of my favorite books is The Five Love Languages of Children. I was excited to find out there is now a book called Love Languages for Teenagers. My son is very touchy feely. It's easy to know that his main love language is touch. So for me, giving him a hug or pat on the back is all I need to do to love him. For a mom who loves to hug anyway, that's pretty easy. Many teens are not as easy to read, so I highly recommend this book for getting to know your son better. Showing love to a teen or teenager can be done in many different ways, depending on their personality and love language. Some feel the most loved when you tell them you're proud of how they cleaned the room. Others might feel more love from you when you make their favorite meal, or it can be as easy as watching them participate in a sport or other activity. Don't fall for the I'm too cool to care attitude. Be sure to love them in the way that makes them feel most special. They want us to have their back. I came across an interesting article by Andrea Schneider, a mom and therapist, who asked her 13-year-old son what teen boys need from their parents. He said dads were needed to help with certain things like hobbies, while mums were needed for supporting their sons in anything they do. It makes them it makes me feel good knowing boys will still want the mums as they continue to grow. I think I can handle being a supportive parent. I would just try to do it while not talking too much, involving him in decisions and showing him lots of love